This week on Raiders Talk of the Nation, we're on a mission as we recognize the Crucial Catch Initiative and honor some of the bravest fighters during their cancer journey.
Raider Nation, please give it up one more time for the brave and courageous cancer survivors.
Also, we get personal with one of the top NFL players of all time.
I realized, wait a minute, you mean there's something I can do? You need to be intentional.
And hear how optimism helped current Raiders running back Brandon Bolden in his battle.
Take advantage of all those moments because once they're gone, they're gone.
Plus, Raiders players aim to provide an unforgettable experience to some extraordinary families.
It takes both sunshine and rain to make a rainbow.
It's all happening right now on Raiders Talk of the Nation. Do you remember where you were during some of the greatest catches in Raiders history? Whether it was ghost to the post or the sea of hands. If we go down memory lane, we could easily remember many of the best catches that have made it into the history books for the Silver and Black. But the greatest catch of all happens off the field. Through the Crucial Catch initiatives, the NFL works with teams around the league to shine a light on the importance of cancer prevention and early detection. It's that awareness that leads to saving lives, including players like running back Brandon Bolden, whose life changed forever in a flash.
My name is Brandon Bolden, running back for the Las Vegas Raiders. We were playing in a playoff game, and I was running the ball, and I got hit up under the chin. Was in a lot of pain, like the entire side of my face felt like it was on fire. Went and got a biopsy, then went and got a second opinion, and I was actually at home after losing the Super Bowl and found out I had cancer. It's kind of devastated, kind of felt like I let my family down and everything else, but it turned out for the better. They were my biggest support system going through the whole ordeal, so without them, I don't think I'd be here. Once I had surgery to take the cancer out, I didn't have any function on the right side of my face. So from my forehead to my chin, I couldn't control my eyes, so I had to have a weight in my eyelid. Couldn't flare my nostrils, no smiling, none of that. But my son, my daughter, and my wife, they kept my spirits high. They talked about me a lot, but it was funny. And like I said, I appreciate the little things, even from they're telling jokes, but I can only laugh on one side of my face. So if they were over here, they didn't know I was laughing. But if they were on my left side of my face, we were all just having a good time. But they just let me know everything would be all right, just push through everything. And when I say they were the hardest strength coaches I ever had, because once we started doing facial exercises, it was kind of fun because you're just walking around the house and you get a random smile to kind of just brighten up your day. Ever since the diagnosis and everything, the experience has changed my life a great deal. Don't take things for granted. It's the little things that count. And try to cherish the little moments, whether it's me and my daughter laugh all the time, whether it's just riding with daddy to the gas station or, having guys' night with the team. Just try to take advantage of all those moments because once they're gone, they're gone. I feel great. I don't have any problems. I have the occasional flutter because my face is still trying to come back, but other than that, it's been great. It's been a hell of an experience, and I get to share my story and kind of motivate people to go get checked or continue fighting a good fight with their cancer situations.
And Brandon isn't the only NFL player to become an advocate for screening. Later on, we'll hear from Hall of Famer Mike Haynes on his diagnosis at 55 years old.
The reason I'm alive today is because I caught my cancer in the early stages, not the later stages.
Plus, meet the Raiderette who is using her personal experience to propel her passion.
It's amazing to be surrounded by such incredible women and people who have also gone through, similar things who you're able to chat with and just connect with on a deeper level.
Did you know that the NFL has raised over $27 million in the U.S. for the American Cancer Society? The money helps provide screenings in underserved communities. Raiders Talk of the Nation will be back after this.
To be a Raider is to be bold, powerful, and loyal.
Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Raider Nation family is authentic, with the heart here in Las Vegas. We are often imitated, but can never be duplicated. Why?
The autumn wing is a Raider.
Because there's only one nation.
Keep up with the 2023 season by downloading the mobile Raiders app or visiting Raiders.com/connect for scores, where to watch, and what's happening next.
Raiders Talk of the Nation has been brought to you by Allegiant Air, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Powered by Cox, a proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. For one of our very own Raiderettes, her family on and off the sidelines became her rock during one of the most challenging times in her life.
When did you know dance was for you? How did that come into your life? So I actually was a competitive gymnast when I was younger. And excelled in it right away. It was something that I was just kind of like had a natural ability for. My mom actually was diagnosed with cancer, and I was training 4 hours every single night, and the doctors, said she didn't have a good chance of surviving. So I ended up pivoting from gymnastics to dance because I was able to have a more flexible schedule so that I could spend more time with my mom. She's good.
Okay.
She is still here with us today, and I've just been really trying to support her in the ways that I can. But yes, she is a cancer survivor. My dad was an electrical engineer starting off, so he worked at Intel for many, many years. And then he was just so committed to his work. He loved work. He would get up early in the morning and have meetings with people overseas. His teams just absolutely adored him. My dad, when he was initially admitted to the hospital, it was just mild symptoms. And within about a week, and they did a lot of different testing and things, he got that, devastating stage 4 cancer diagnosis. And, only a few days after that, I got a phone call from my mom that the cancer had spread, and they pretty much told him that he had just a few days left to live. So I spent Christmas in the hospital with my dad, and just, it was just absolutely heartbreaking. His health just had declined so quickly, and, it was just heartbreaking to see someone you love in that type of pain. He passed away just 4 days after his diagnosis. Still wish that I had just, one more day to be able to spend with him. And, I think about him every day, and just, cherish those moments that you have with your loved ones. And, it's so important just to really be in tune with your body and your health, and do those checks, not just for you, but for your family and your friends and everyone who loves you. My dad was just so committed to his health.
Yeah.
He worked out daily, he ate well, he had all of these awesome habits that he did every single day. And so I think it's just important to remember that cancer doesn't discriminate.
Right.
It can really affect anyone.
Yeah.
And in my dad's case, there aren't any early signs of pancreatic cancer. So that's why early detection is so important.
Right. Make
Because
sure you go and get screened.
you may not have signs, you may not have symptoms. And so I just wanted to share that because I know everyone's situation is different.
Cancer and any type of illness, you don't really know how to get through those things. There's no manual for that, and it looks different for everyone. We're so glad that your mom, is a cancer survivor. Is there anything that you want to tell anyone that's going through something similar to what you're going through, or, has to go to those appointments and try to figure out, am I going to be okay? How do you get through something like that?
Just leaning on your family, your community, and not lose hope and faith. Even in my dad's final moments, he promised me that he was not going to give up. I feel like I've learned just a lot. When things like this happen, it puts a lot of things in perspective, and you really never know what could happen. So just really trying to live in the moment and make the most of every single moment you have with your loved ones, and not taking a single second for granted, because we truly never know when our time is. And just really trying to make your time also impactful, and be able to, impact other people positively, like how my dad did.
I'm glad that you have your family. I'm glad that you have your mom, and you have this team of women
who seem like it's just a family. Yes, it's absolutely a sisterhood, and it's amazing to be surrounded by such incredible women and people who've also gone through, similar things, who you're able to chat with and just connect with on a deeper level. Every single time I take the field, I feel my dad there with me, and through all of the grief, being part of the Raiderettes really helps me feel more connected to my dad, because some of my favorite memories were when him and my mom would go to the games in the Bay Area and go and support me. So every time I take that field, I see him in the crowd there cheering me on, and he was a big Raiders fan. He loved the Raiders, and himself, he was always, committed to excellence. He was such a hard worker. And so just, every time I take the field, I think of him and just really try to make him proud and embody just all of his strength and resilience.
Up next, as one of the top 100 greatest NFL players, Mike Haynes opens up on how his career saved his life.
The only reason I went and got screened really was to encourage them to get screened.
And a special surprise for some strong fans.
Football played a big part of what helped him get through a lot of the hard times and cancer.
We'll be right back here on Raiders Talk of the Nation. This segment has been brought to you by Modelo, brewed with the highest quality ingredients for a taste that's pure gold. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Welcome back to Raiders Talk of the Nation. He's regarded as one of the greatest cornerbacks of all time. His speed, physicality, and range makes him an elite athlete. Now Mike Haynes faces a new opponent, his toughest one yet.
I didn't really think that I was going to live to be very old because I grew up in LA. There were tons of games. You see a guy wearing a certain color shirt, man, you might have to run. When I was in college, I led the nation in interceptions. Like overnight, everything changed. Hello, Mike, it's the New England Patriots. You've just been drafted in the first round. My mom didn't know what that meant. And she goes, oh, do you have to take a boat over there? I played 7 years in New England.
He was the piece de la resistance when he joined the Raiders in 1983. The term shutdown corner was first used in the NFL to refer to Mike's dominance.
When did you all meet?
When he was playing with the Raiders. Didn't know a lot about football. I actually took a class.
It's not an exaggeration to say that Mike is one of the great cornerbacks of the NFL.
I present for enshrinement the man, Mr. Michael James Heflin Haynes.
Thank you all.
It was a really, really special time. We've built a long life together. Mike had 3 kids from his first marriage. We have 4 grandkids. We went on to have 3 kids of our own.
He's such a big mentor.
He's really involved in my life.
If he didn't have that screening, he wouldn't be here with us today.
When I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I was 55 years old.
He was still working at the NFL.
The only reason I went was to encourage them to get screened.
They noticed that his PSA level had spiked.
I was really scared. I didn't know a lot about prostate cancer.
Of the 12 samples that they took from the biopsy, he had cancer in 9 of them.
Mike, like many men, had many options. So we'd sent him to speak to a radiation oncologist. We thought about focal therapy. We thought about brachytherapy, a form of radiation, and ultimately decided to have a radical prostatectomy, which is a surgical treatment for prostate cancer.
So without further ado, prostate cancer advocate, NFL Hall of Famer,
Mike Haynes. I learned a lot about prostate cancer from Chris because I think he felt like it was important that I feel comfortable.
We all share humanity. Health is something that doesn't matter whether you're an NFL Hall of Famer. We all are at risk for health difficulties. About a 1.7 times risk of death from prostate cancer, black men versus white men in America. And we've seen that outcome disparity since the 1970s. And we've not been able to close that gap. It really appears to be less effective screening, detection, and treatment. Let's make sure that black men are getting screened, effectively treated, and I think that will close that mortality gap.
You don't want to be alive by luck. You need to be intentional.
We started playing pickleball, which was kind of fun. Mike works out with the boys. He helps them run, teaches them different techniques.
We like to go on morning walks.
If he would have lost that battle when I was 6, I don't know who I would be.
I'm super grateful that he took the initiative and got that screening.
Don't fear screening. It's the wrong time to be afraid. Let's gain knowledge, let's understand what's happening, and then make an informed decision.
The reason I'm alive today is because I caught my cancer in the early stages. If I caught it in the later stages, I would not be alive today. I would not be here.
We are so happy to say that thanks to early detection, Mike has been in remission for more than 15 years. Still to come, meet some of the younger heroes in the battle against cancer.
An amazing opportunity. Where he's a football player, these are like dreams come true.
But first, did you know that funds from the Crucial Catch Initiative have provided more than 650,000 total cancer screenings? Here's a look at some other important numbers to show how your support makes an impact. Raiders Talk of the Nation will be right back. This segment has been brought to you by Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation, made to chill. Raiders Talk of the Nation has been brought to you by Allegiant Air, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, non-stop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Raiders. Intermountain Health, the official health partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Discover your inner champ at Raiders.com/champ. As we've seen throughout the show, when it comes to your health, cancer does not discriminate. With more than 15 million cancer survivors in the U.S., many were diagnosed when they were younger than 21. We had the honor to meet 3 very special people who give new meaning to life and what it means to be more than a survivor, but a thriver. Do you want to introduce yourself and who's sitting next to you to Raider Nation?
I'm Noah Ribb, and this is my mom, Jackie. I'm Rainey Clark, and this is my mom, Diana Clark.
My name is Afu Fiafia. I'm 17 years old, and I'm from Farmington, Utah.
Celestia Fiafia. I'm Afu's mom.
You guys have been through a lot.
She's a little warrior, so when she was 4 years old, she had open heart surgery. And then just 18 months later, she was diagnosed with cancer. And so she has been through a lot.
We went in for a scan, which we thought was just going to be some normal scan just to cross things off the list. And they found a tumor in the center of his brain. And within 48 hours, he went in for his first brain surgery. And then 2 weeks after that, another brain surgery. And then a few weeks after that, started chemo.
You appreciate moments a lot more than you normally would, because normally they pass you by and you don't appreciate them.
He showed me he's a lot stronger than I am. So I really was actually looking like the leader, but actually kind of the follower.
I think if I saw other people going through something similar, I would think, like, there's no way I could do that. Like, that's for people like that can handle that.
I hear many moms say, oh, I would never have been able to do that. And that's what you think until you're put into it. And then you're like, I will do anything.
She continually smiles through it all, and she's an inspiration to me.
Being able to focus on things other than like trying to survive and fight for my life that's what I'm grateful for.
It takes all of us to fight cancer.
Big game day experience, prime time, Monday Night Football. You were on the field as well as in the suites up there watching. How was that experience for you?
I thought it was
awesome. It was so much fun. It was like incredible. I've never been to an NFL game, and I was so glad that the Raiders was my first.
Oh my, give me some. I like that.
An amazing opportunity. Where he's a football player, these are like dreams come true.
Nice to meet you guys. Absolutely, welcome to the building.
There you go, dude.
Thank you.
Official.
How was that to hang out with the guys and catch passes and throw and run routes?
It was really fun. Like, I can't believe that I'm here and where they train, and like I got to meet some of them. I said I want to be the first girl NFL player.
Not everybody gets to do that and get advice from them too.
Props in that foot open, and then you can go inside and pop it, and I'm gonna go outside. Throw it high, toss it down.
When he's smiling, I'm smiling. Be at this point from where we were 2 years ago, this is above and beyond, but I love to see him. This is like kind of in his element. Football played a big part of what helped him get through a lot of the hard times in cancer.
Good job, guy.
It's amazing. Every time I see her in an environment like this and the smile on her face, I just think we made it.
You just have to be positive, and the more positive you are, the more you don't think about the bad stuff.
To keep pushing through, you're always gonna be able to get through it. Find your wins within where you are.
And what would you say to other kids who are going through a hard time right now?
It takes both sunshine and rain to make a rainbow.
Today just sealed the deal. He's like, I'm a Raiders fan. He's like, I'm a Raiders fan.
Along with the NFL, we are committed to the fight against cancer this month and always. We want to thank you for being with us this week as we join this important initiative with one final reminder that it really does take all of us to fight cancer. I'm Sibley Scoles, wishing you all happiness and health, Raider Nation. We'll see you next time.